Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome back into Astros Recap Postseason Edition. David Artis back at it. It is Tuesday evening, 10:44 p.m., October 17th, 2023. Back at the house tonight. Obviously, background, fan off. Sort of make your assumption there if you've watched previous podcasts. But yeah, back at the house. Obviously, some things to break down. Obviously, the Astros are down 2-0 in the series, so not ideal. And a lot of people, the Astros aren't in a good spot. I mean, there's no other way to put it. This is a 7-game series, so still got time to turn things around, but it's got to happen now. The Astros have not been a good home team this year. We're going to break down these games, and there's been a lot of issues, obviously, to talk about. But the Astros have not been a good home team this year. It's just that simple. I have 39 and 43. I don't know the exact number, but they were below 500. So going on the road, which usually for most teams is not, a good thing. For the Astros, it's the exact opposite. It is a good thing. So, yeah, I try to be glass half full here. I could be. I mean, the Astros are down 0-2. They got 1 4 the next 6 just to win the series. But off day today. Lost game 1. Lost game 2. Was not expecting that. I was hoping for a split. They could get a split. That would have been, perfectly fine. 2-0 would have been even better. But I wasn't going to, put a lot of pressure on them. I mean, you can if you want. They deserve pressure. And they have it now. But, I mean... the pressure is definitely on for them now, and they don't really have time to mess around. It's go time, and they got to do it on the road, which hasn't bothered them all year. The road thing's been good for them. They were like, how to put this, but the Astros were substantially better on the road this year. You can go look at the numbers. They were substantially better, and I even brought this up last series. I said, look. The Astros were 1-1. You want to be 2-0. But I said, listen, going on the road is a good thing. It hasn't faced the Astros all year. Hasn't faced them in the postseason previous years. The road doesn't phase them. I think it gives them more of an edge. It gives them more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? It gives them more motivation. I think that might be it. To play on the road. Where teams and fans hate them, basically. So yes, glass half full, glass half empty. The Astros are, well, I don't want to say these words that come to mind, and I don't want to say it out loud, even though I'm thinking it to myself. Like, they're doomed, season's over, it's time to panic. I just don't see a way out of this. This is what the Astros have been all year, and you can't do it anymore. It's coming to an end, and this is it, basically. And that's one way to look at it. If you want to think about it that way and look at it that way, so be it. But I'm not going to count the team out yet. Obviously, Game 3 is important. You can't go down 0-3, expect to win a series. It can't happen. It's happened once in the history of the sport. I think it's happened, the only sport it's actually happened in has been Major League Baseball, 2004 Boston Red Sox. But yeah, I mean, you break down game 1. The Astros did a good job pitching. Verlander went 6 solid, 2 runs. You usually expect to win that game, but the bats and the hitters didn't show up, so you lost 2-0. Jordan Montgomery was good. I don't look at Jordan Montgomery as some all-star pitcher. I think he's okay. He's been good for the Rangers, but you should not be shut out by Jordan Montgomery. It's just the end of the story. You shouldn't be shut out by him. And then game 2, here we go with Framber again, second straight time. He stunk. I'll sum up game 1 with just our hitters didn't show up. Game 2, I'll give you 2 instances here. The more important one, is Framber stunk. Second straight start. He's been awful. First inning, right at the get-go. 2 pitches, 2 singles. Then he had the big error. And then hit. You look up, blink of an eye, it's 4-0 in the first inning. I mean, it just... I don't know how you throw... If this series gets extended, the Astros can pick up a few wins in Arlington. I don't see any scenario where Framber touches the baseball again. I can't do it. I was just listening to a radio show, won't name who it was. They acted like it's silly to not put Framber back out there. How can you? When you have J.P. France and you have Hunter, I'd rather see anybody other than Framber Valdez. Now, I'm not really going to get to that part of it because the Astros got to win a few games before you even think about that, I feel like. But I can't pitch Framber Valdez again in the series. It's just simple. I can't do it. I don't care what sort of leash he has. I can't see him go out there and pitch again. I can't see it. Now, we have Christian Javier tomorrow. Now, Javier's always a crapshoot with him. I mean, he was good his last start, so you can look at that. Now, the walks, he had like 4 or 5 walks. That wasn't good, but he still was scoreless through 5 innings, so that was the good part, and he struck out 9 guys. Now, what Christian Javier do we get? I don't know. You hope it's good enough. The backs certainly have to wake up. But I'm even jumping ahead here. Right? We go back to game 2, Framber Valdez, the big issue, but also he scored 4 runs. That usually puts you in a decent position if you get a good start, which the Astros did not get. But the 5th inning was also the other important factor. Bases loaded, nobody out, and you get nothing. Strikeout, ground out, inning over. I mean, that's just unacceptable. And the Astros, you look at that inning, as bad as it was for Framber, if they do what you should do in that situation, bases loaded, nobody out, they probably win the game. Not probably. I think they win the game. So, yeah, listen, a lot of things to be frustrated, upset about right now. Can't change what's happened. Last night was a rough night, just having that there. Tonight, obviously, no game. Not a whole lot to do. I was watching the other game, Phillies, Diamondbacks, and Phillies look like they're going to be up 2-0 and easily win that series. So there's that. But again, the Astros, got to turn the page, which they don't have an issue doing. They've been able to turn the page at numerous different points throughout the year, and they had the day off today. So sort of regroup. You got to pick yourself back up, be ready to go tomorrow. Not a long travel for them. They just went, to Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Javier's got to pitch them well enough. Now, Scherzer goes tomorrow for the Rangers. Now, Scherzer hasn't pitched in over a month, so I don't know what to expect from him, what the Rangers expect from him, but if you can get to him early, Scherzer doesn't strike fear in me as if he had been pitching for the last month and been dominating. So I'm not like Scherzer doesn't strike fear into me. But again, they still have to get to him. So there's that. But yeah, you got to take at least 2 of the next 3 just to get the series back to Houston. This is what scares me about the series. If they do this and win 2 or 3, force a game 6, I'm not going to be thrilled about coming back home, and I won't feel confident about coming back home, especially if Valdez, and Dusty loves his guys, and he doesn't like to make changes. I just can't see a scenario, but I don't want to get to that point yet. I'm going to wait to see. The Astros their season could be over by Thursday. Yeah, the series could be over Thursday night for all we know. Certainly hope that's not the case, but, the Rangers right now, have to give them credit. They haven't lost a game the entire postseason. They're 7-0. It's also crazy to think 6 of their 7 games have been on the road. So they're 6-0 on the road, and their one lone home win was against the Orioles in Game 3 last series. So yeah, it's the Rangers are hot right now, but we've seen what the Rangers have been this year as well. Rangers have been very streaky. They're hot for 7 or 8 games, and they could lose 3 straight. So we just hope that the tide sort of turns. I expect the Astros to be fine. They don't carry over, emotions game to game. They're usually pretty good turning the page. I've said that in the past. I just said it earlier, like 2 minutes ago. But yeah, things need to get better. And hopefully Javier can pitch well. But hopefully we can score some early runs, and that would bode well. But yeah, Game 3 is must win. I mean, it's not elimination game-ish, but it's a must win in terms of if you want any shot in the series, it's got to start tomorrow. So yeah. I mean, I don't know how to lay things out. I could go deeper into the game, give you some numbers. I'll actually do that because I usually like to recap games 1 and 2 more so in depth instead of just giving you. I mean, I gave you the basics. I mean, Sunday the offense just didn't show up. They got shut out. 2-0. I mean, Verlander was good enough to win the game. I mean, see if I can pull up the box score here. 6 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. Now, that wasn't dominant Verlander, but it was still quality and more than good enough to win. Neris was good. The bullpen got 4 outs, and Abreu, who's been just nails for him. But yeah, you gave up 2 runs. It was a Jonah Heim single and a Leody Taveras home run. Now, in Game 2, this was the bad Framber. Now, I don't even know why I said that. I'm sick of this whole good Framber, bad Framber. Everybody talks about the good Framber, the bad Framber. There is no more good Framber. He's just bad, okay? He's been bad for, listen to this, All-Star break, because this is where things really changed. July 11th. Since the All-Star break, now we're going on, all right, July, August, September, 4 months now. 4 months he's been bad Framber. There has been he had one fluky no-hitter mixed in there. That's it. Framber's not a good pitcher right now, and I don't know how he sniffs the mound. If Dusty Baker even thinks about it, again, I don't want to get too far out of myself. The series has to shift a little bit here, but I can't see a scenario where Framber steps a foot on that rubber again. I just can't see it. But anyway, I digress. Yesterday's game, yeah. Bad first inning. That set the tone. Astros played from behind from the jump. They scored some runs. Alvarez hit 2 more home runs. So although he was hitless and Jordan Montgomery handled him well, Game 1. Game 2, he came back alive, hit 2 solo home runs. Also had Bregman hit a solo home run. I think someone else hit a home run. I could be wrong. But, yeah, they're all solo shots. The 3 home runs they hit, yeah. 3 home runs, all solo shots. I'm trying to think the other run. I'll get it for you here. I can find it. Shouldn't be too hard. Bregman, Payne, no. Brantley, RBI double. Yeah. That was your 3rd run. So, yeah. Nathan Eovaldi for Texas was good for them. And their bullpen hasn't melted down. I mean, yeah, Chapman gave up the home run. Or hold on, no. Yeah, he gave the home run to Alvarez, but... And they have Jose Leclerc closing games for him, who's done a good job for him. So, that's where we're at. I mean, I'm not going to go on and on here. I got things to do. But, yeah, I will plan to talk to you off day if it gets that far. If you don't hear from me for a while, that probably means the Astros have been eliminated. So that's the way I would probably see it. But if all things go well, you probably hear from me Saturday. Or, this could also very well happen, Sunday, like I did last Sunday, before Game 6, if it gets that far. Just looking at the schedule here. If it gets to a Game 5, that game would be at 4:07. Interesting. So, yeah, we'll wrap things up. Love to hear your comment section below. Like the video, share it with your friends. All the good stuff there is to do there on YouTube. And we will talk to you, hopefully, Saturday night, Sunday early afternoon. See you then.